Good morning and welcome to Winnipeg. Now we have a very long, boring rollback. I did come back to the model table yesterday afternoon and I guess maybe into the evening. And what I did was I messed around with LEDs and the new power supply up there, and it goes on for about 15 minutes or so. So for those of you who are not interested into my ramblings about whether or not we could get LEDs to dim down so that they would work well on the inside of a hull, if you're not interested in that, you'll be able to skip ahead to where we get back to the place where we're actually going to be putting these F-17s in place. And I'm not going to call them a gun tub. No, these are where the fire direction controls are. I keep forgetting the proper name for that, but it doesn't matter. I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I won't call them gun tubs like I did before. And they're going to go in the back here. And then I think we are just about finished with step 12. And then we flip the page and we'll be going back to the bow again, as best I remember. Well, we will. We'll get at it later. Anyway, let's roll back and see what it is that I did yesterday afternoon. And remember, you'll be able to scrub ahead to get to the end of it if it's not of interest to you. And not everybody's interested in, electronics and can you light up the inside of your ship. So don't blame you. Okay. Now, first of all, I am not planning to do this, but I have seen several times where a modeler has taken his ship, usually a ship, and they've lit it up from the inside. And, so that the lights shine out from the portholes. Looks kind of nice. Now, those modelers who actually finished their model, a lot of them had the same complaint. And that was, it's too bright. Or if they weren't complaining about it, it was obvious. It was just too bright. It was just lit up. You'd probably have a model like this, for instance, on display in your living room or your den or something like that. It wouldn't be bright like my model table is. I mean, this is, like 5,000 Kelvin just pouring down on me here. Like, it's almost as bright as the sun. So, yeah, then you'd want to have it really bright. But in normal room conditions, you want it kind of dim. Just that you got these little dim lights looking out here. Looks a lot more natural. So, in the old days, if you wanted to dim a light bulb, you'd use a small flashlight type incandescent bulb. And then you'd probably use something like a model train transformer that you could adjust it, and dim it down. The problem is with those incandescent bulbs is they generate heat. Even if they are hardly going at all, they're getting hot. And if you have a lot of them inside your ship, it's not good for the plastic. So what about LEDs? Now I was down in my workshop a little while ago and I got these 3 LEDs that I can't even remember what I bought them for. And I apparently soldered leads onto this one. So, and if I haven't burned it out, and I haven't tried it yet today. I haven't tried this for years. So I may have burned it out and it's not going to go, but I would imagine that one of these other two should still work. Now these are, as best I recall, these are 3 volt, okay? And they won't work. For those of you who don't know, you can't hook the wires in either way and it'll work. They're very polarity sensitive. And maybe that's why they call them a diode. Yeah, the electricity only will go one way, it won't go the other way. Kind of weird. So we're going to try it here, and I'm going to see how much voltage does it take to get these to just glow just a little bit. And that's where something like this comes in, because I should be able to micro adjust it, increase it until they start to glow. Mind you, it's so bright in here, it'd be hard to see them. Anyway, I'm going to just recompose, and you're seeing it along with me for the first time. It's not like I've already tried this and this is a reenactment. I hate reenactments, to tell you the truth. I just hate that. It's so obvious sometimes, you know. Okay, let's recompose and see what we can do here. Okay. Now, this has two knobs for the voltage. This would be the coarse, that you could quickly turn it up to 30 volts, and this would be an increment. I think that if this is turned down all the way, the maximum that this will, well, when I turn it on and find out. Okay, can you read that? Oh yeah, you can read that real nice. Okay, so if I turn the fine up, which is the one I'm going to use, okay, it is starting to go up. Okay, that's about half a volt there. Okay, I think that we're probably only going to need the fine. I don't think we're going to need the coarse at all. And as near as I can tell, you shouldn't have to have a load on this for it to be accurate. I think there's probably some sort of a dummy load right now on the inside. At least that's my guess. I don't know. All right, so let's take this now, and this orange wire will be the positive. Let's just put it on there. And this other wire should be the negative. Now I hope I'm not going to embarrass myself here and have to call the fire department. I don't have a proper breadboard or anything here. I just got it like this so that I don't accidentally touch these two together. But I think if I watch it, I'll be okay here. It does have an overload protection, or a dead short protection, so that if these two touched, it wouldn't burn out the machine. All right, let's see what's going to happen here now. Let me get this so that it's not going to have a light background, and we're going to just slowly increase it and see what happens here. That noise you heard, that was actually my grandfather clock. Okay, we're getting pretty close to 3 volts there. We should be seeing something. There it goes. Okay, let's see if I can aim this so that you can see it. Yeah, I should be able to hold it in my fingers. I'll just make sure I don't touch these two together. Okay. So what do we got there? See how low we can go. My goodness. We're down to less than 1 volt and it's still on. Well, let's start the other way. Now, is that still on? Oh, you know what? It was a reflection of the lights above. Okay, well that was sort of stupid. Now I got to do it again. I don't want these two to touch. Okay, I won't give myself a shock. Not at that low voltage. Now start it again here. Okay, I can see what's happening. We're getting a reflection from the lights that are behind the camera. Okay, I guess the good news is that these LED lights are dimmable. Okay, and this it's taking so little power, it's not even a watt. So it's 0.01 amps. That's very, 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 very low. Okay, I'm gonna recompose here and see if I can't do this a little bit differently. I probably bored you to death here with this. Okay, I am not going to give up here. I think this bulb's probably the same diameter all the way around. Oh, I've concluded that the lens on this bulb is designed so that the light shines straight out like a beam. Like it doesn't. It's not a floodlight. It's a spotlight. All right. So let's find a bit that's that size now. Okay, so the idea is to make sort of a shroud so that only the light will pass through and the LED, the plastic on the LED will not be refracting the light from the overhead lights. I think I said light enough. Okay. I've already concluded that this is just exactly the right height. I'll show you in a minute. Well, maybe 5 minutes. I'm trying to hold this so you can see it, but it's not working. Okay, let's get the vacuum cleaner over here before it gets all over the place. Okay, I've left the drill press on the table just in case I'm going to have to find a size larger. But I think this is going to be a nice tight friction fit. Now I don't want to be breaking it. I just wanted to yeah, that's going to be just right. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it keeps it in line, and it'll be black on the inside there until the light shines through. At least that's the plan. Okay, now just in case the light will shine through from the back and spoil everything, I'm just going to put some black foam over top of it here. And, okay, something like this. Doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to block the light. I feel like I'm a kid in school doing some sort of science experiment. Maybe I'm going back to my second childhood. No light is going to come in from the back now, that's for sure. Okay, let's adjust our light for maximum brightness here. And so that this doesn't move, we'll put a weight on it. Alright, now it doesn't matter now what we do with this as long as we don't move this or the camera. We are going to see what is the least amount of voltage we can get this to operate as. It's almost out. Okay, that's it. There's a okay, it's about at its dimmest there, so that is 2.38 volts, which is, and it's not got any amps going on, and definitely no watts. Let's just turn it up to 3 and see how it goes here. Well, it's a little high. I guess that's about as close to 3 as I can get. It is so 3 volts and 0.013 amps. There's no watts because it has to be at least 1/10 of a watt before it starts to register. Okay. I guess we could figure it out from there how many watts it is, but it doesn't matter. So if a person, in other words, the bottom line is, it appears that the LEDs are dimmable, but they're very, very sensitive. It has to be, yeah, they're not dimmable like a incandescent bulb, that's for sure, because there's very little difference from nothing to quite bright, just a very small amount of voltage fluctuation. But then an LED doesn't work the same way. From what I understand, we're not really looking at a light. We're looking at a radio wave that we can see, if that makes any sense. And I could be wrong about that. Anyway, wasn't that fun? I don't want to pull it out by the wires. I'll probably end up breaking it. Oh my, I shoved that in there pretty hard. There we go. Alright, I don't know if I'll ever need this, but I may as well hang on to it. No use flexing the wires back and forth any more than we have to here. It almost looks like it's on, doesn't it? But it's not. That's the lights from above reflecting through the lens. Yeah, that's okay. Doesn't take much to amuse me, does it? Okay, after I got everything all put away here and packaged back up, I thought that there was another experiment that I could have tried, and that would have been to have kept the voltage at 3 volts but reduced the amperage that was going in behind it. That might have been more easily adjustable, if you know what I mean. Or it could be that these particular LEDs are just simply not designed to dim. Okay, later on my curiosity got the better of me, and I did check to see if by turning the amperage down could we get these things to dim a little better, and no, it just wasn't working any different. It was still finicky, you might say. Alright, now we've got 3 volts at 0.014 amps. The wattage won't register because it's just too low. So that would be 3 times 0.014 equals. Okay, so that's 0.042 watts. That wouldn't even turn my hydrometer on the back of the house. At least I don't think it would. No, it wouldn't even turn it. That's how low these LEDs draw current. Okay. So I know that a lot of you viewers are way more into electronics than I ever will be, or could be, or had been. I think our friend 6 Airbrush Tony. I had to get that in, Tony. 6 airbrushes. Okay. Anyway, I think Tony, you're big into electronics. You might know. Is there such a thing as LEDs that are designed to be dimmed? Because if there is, they'd be excellent on the inside of a hull. Now, that's what this is all about. How do you light up the inside of your ship so that the portholes look like there's lights on the inside? Yeah. Anyway, let's stop talking about this. I keep saying that's it, and we're done, and we're going to start doing something else, or at least I sort of allude to that, and then I beat the dead horse again. Okay. we got that done. Now, I was thinking afterwards, though, that another way we could dim the LEDs would be if a person was to put, don't dim the LED itself, but put something between the LED and the porthole or whatever you were trying to have the light shine out of. Sort of the way an LED TV screen works. Yeah. Okay, I think these are going to be all right here. I'm just doing a dry run. And if you notice, they're kind of four-sided. And I think that okay, now this one I damaged when I removed the sprue off of it. You can see it on the edge there. Maybe I'll put that on the inside. Yeah, I'll put that on the inside because you'll be looking at the ship in this direction. So, yeah, I think that we can get this probably something like this. Yeah, that almost wants to fit there all by itself. Now, I do want them to go right down into place, though, and I think that if I was to use the Revell Contacta, it wouldn't really have the melding properties that the extra thin does, which is where? Oh, it's way over here. Okay. Now, maybe this is not a good idea, but this is what we're going to do. So let it wick its way all the way along to the edge like that. Don't want to overdo it now. Try not to get my... Okay, yeah, that's seated. Now I'm just looking straight down on it now to make sure that it's... Yeah, it's pretty straight. All right, do the same on the other one. Yeah, that's worked its way right down. Maybe turn it a few degrees more to the right here. I think that's good. All right. I do believe we're done this step here. Now, I have had probably half a dozen people make the very good suggestion that I could put a little bit of mineral spirits on a Q-tip or cotton bud and just go over these pieces here to lighten the tops of everything, which would leave the dark, in the cracks. Okay, I know what you're talking about. However, one person did make the comment, I think you might make a mess. I think it was Paul suggested that. And I tend to agree with Paul in that I did not clear coat these. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take and I'm going to be rubbing around in there, and being is that there's there's no clear coating going on, I'm probably going to end up rubbing off the number 66 gray. I think it was the 66 that we painted these with. And yeah, these are the 19, these were the 66. Yeah, and then the next one we used was the 77, the real dark stuff. Okay, so I am not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it because I did not clear coat. Yeah, I know that does actually work. I've seen people doing it on YouTube, but I'm just sorry, I'm not going to do it. Now we are done. Step 12 here. I think. Okay. Step 13. Okay. Before we can get going on step 13, we have to prepare some of the pieces that we're going to be dropping down. So that's probably going to take most of the rest of today's episode. Just finding all these pieces and doing this. Where's my glasses here? Okay, so we need 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about a dozen pieces altogether. This one here involves a photo etch railing. That's going to be a little iffy. That's going to be for, I think, isn't this for the ladder on the side? Yeah, these go on the side here. And then the ladder attaches to that somehow and goes down the opposite way to the way Trumpeter shows in the manual. At least on this side, it's the other way. Okay. Oh, and then we get to the what do they call that? The pulpit. Yeah, I still feel really bad about that. That we, you know, somebody sent me the photo etch detailing for that, and now I've decided not to use it. I really feel bad about that. If that person is still watching, he's probably so disgusted he's given up on me. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I guess when you send me stuff like this, you're sort of, you might say, as the old saying goes, you're casting pearls before swine. Okay, let's move on here. See if we can get some little parts made up here. Okay, I don't think we're going to need the Iowa on the table anymore. At least not for a while. Because we've got some parts to make. And those parts have to be painted. So we're going to be dragging the spray booth over. Every time I move this like this, I'm reminded at just how long this particular model is. Okay, let its dry dock for a while. Let's see if we can find some parts here. Okay, 5 of the pieces that we need for these particular parts are on the K sprue. We need 46 and 47. Okay, and then we need a 36. That's part of that platform. You can see the positioning pins there that go down into the deck. So that's all right. Now we need a couple of wheels here. I'm going to be putting these upside down, but I'm sure you can read upside down, right? We need 12 and 12. And let's try and just very gently nip these off. I'm not gonna nip them here because there'll be too much squeeze. So I'm gonna just go like this, very gently at an angle. Now get the flashing off of those later. Yes, I will try to get some flashing off. Okay, now we have to make 2 of each one of these parts. So now these ones right here, they almost look alike, but they're slightly different, just very slightly different. But I can see the difference even at arm's length, so there shouldn't be a problem getting them correct on the deck. Okay, what I've done is I've prepared 4 rotating blocks here. I want to use the rotator to paint these. I think they're supposed to be wheels that would tighten the braking system for the Wildcats. I think that's what they are. And going by where they're positioned anyway on the deck. Now, what I had planned on doing was I had punctured holes in the dead center of where the rotation is, and I'd used a cocktail stick. And I'm thinking now that possibly that is a little bit too round. And when I go and put one of these parts down, like one end is the pedestal, this end is the pedestal, and I believe this end here would be where the wheel fastens on. that it might just end up going right through, and yet maybe not. Maybe not. This is actually the first time I'm trying it, so oh no, that's going to be all right. Now, I had thought of, you know, putting them in place like this, and then grabbing a wheel, and you know, you can, I don't know if you probably can't see it because we don't have the macro lens on, but one side, let me just see if I can grab this here. Okay, the side that you're looking up at has got a little hole in it that fits onto a little peg on the top there, and the other side doesn't. And I was thinking, yeah, I could probably, you know, leave it in place and put it on. But I'm thinking now, I'm having trouble saying what I'm thinking. Maybe what I should do is have them like this, and it would be a little easier maybe to see where the hole is if I do it this way. At least that's the plan. Hey, look at that, it's sticking all by itself. I don't know why it did that. There's nothing sticky there, at least not yet. Whoops. Hey, Ron, stop fooling around here. You're going to ping that off. Okay, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, Ron, you didn't get all the flashing off like you said you were gonna. Alright, now, before you get yourselves all bent out of shape there over that, I just want to give you perspective here now, okay? Now, the idea is, I'm going to pick this up and hold it in the self-locking tweezer, just to get it up off of the, in case the glue runs through, and I don't want to glue it onto the cloth. Okay. Now I haven't decided what kind of glue I'm going to use yet, but the idea would be to take this and then drop it down in the hole there. Now, hopefully I will remember to put on my stronger glasses first before I try to do this. I think I've got that right. Yeah, I think I've got that right. This end here goes onto the wheel, and this is the pedestal that goes down into the deck. Okay, I'm thinking maybe what I could do here is put a little bit of glue on the end of one of Gabe's applicators or absorbent thingies, and just put it down in that hole. I still haven't decided what kind of glue to use. I think maybe I'm going to use the Revell Contacta, because it's going to be just a very small amount, and it'll give me a little bit more time to, you know, get it right. So I don't know if I can do this on camera or not. I'll give it a try here. I can always edit out the dead spots, I guess. Okay, now just a very small amount here. There we go. Now try not to bump anything here. Okay, trying to get myself hunkered down just right so I can keep an eye on it here. That look like it's going to want to go. I think it is. I think it's going to go. Oh, you always got to poke at it. Can't just leave it alone. I was trying to put pressure down. Oh, Ron. Can we fix this? You know what? Maybe I'd have better control if I used my finger. I don't think it'll stick to my finger. See, what I wanted to do is this, sort of wiggle it down into that hole. Okay, does that look straight? Let me look at the monitor. No, it's not straight. Maybe I should watch the monitor. Well, let's let that dry just a little bit, and then I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Well, it's gonna have to do, folks. It's gonna have to do. Okay, let's see if we can mount it in the block, and if it works out, then I'll do this for the other three the same way, off camera. That should rotate. Well, okay folks, I am sort of falling asleep as I'm sitting here at the computer doing the final edit, and I took a lot more video than I thought I did. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.